doing this video to protect other people out there, so what happened to me won't happen to them, and what the victimization of their children wouldn't happen to them. Because ultimately, when people do things to parents, whatever it is, it'll affect the children. And when it's a direct things to the parents, it directly affects the children. I just want to advise veterans, especially if you're white, Catholic, have any Jewish ancestry, or are even supportive of Israel, don't move to these places. Midwest Capital Management in Saginaw, and possibly in Flint. Countryway Apartments, or Countryway Townhomes, I'm sorry. Premier Property Management, Premier 1, Premier 3, Premier Real Estate, and don't stay at the Auburn Econo Lodge. These are places where you'll be allowed to be victimized. The place we're at now, people keep coming in and, besides damaging, we only have one laptop that's barely operating now. At one time we had 3, actually 4 if you include a Chromebook. Hackers have found a way in, sometimes physically coming in the house, more times than not. I'll find cameras turned off, security things disabled or stolen or damaged. And sometimes our laptops, at one place I found that while we were gone one afternoon, somebody actually came in the house. Actually, I take that back. At both complexes we lived, not the hotel, both complexes we lived, somebody came in and used a laptop while I was gone. One person came in our house, and this is a guy that I believe is a predator from the building next to us. Still see him now and then. I believe he is a predator, sexual predator. He I believe this is him. Like I said before, I've caught him too many times hacking and nothing happened to him. Except he knew one time he tried to get aggressive with me and I saw a knife in his hand. He knows if he takes any action, I know my rights. Under the rules of the state of Michigan and deadly force, I know my rights. And I will not hesitate. Sometimes you have to do something to protect yourself or your family, and you deal with the priest and the confession after. And you don't hesitate. And you don't have one tear. If somebody wants to do evil to you and your family, don't have one tear. And don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. And don't do this crafty stuff like, oh, I'm going to cap him so he falls down and he could be arrested. No, you shoot center mass, because that's the sure way to stop a juggernaut who's going to hurt you or hurt your family. Center mass. No hesitation. Muscle memory, folks. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm hinting at. But this one guy, he came and used my laptop to delete files from my camera that he turned off. How do I know this? Because I put the memory card inside the laptop and found that several of the files that were on there, it records in so many minute increments, and then it puts them together. They were temp files on the laptop. Temp files from 4 hours earlier. And that's not the only time. Another time, maintenance came into our place, and they spent I forgot the exact. They spent about 3 to 4 minutes in my back bedroom when they weren't even called here for that. They were called here for a supposed leak, and in the end, I said, "Where's the evidence of the leak? You got a picture or a text message or something?" No, we don't have anything, because it was a lie. But I found that one of my laptops after that day didn't work anymore. And there's a couple of maintenance guys that work at the complex we are now. They seem to be pretty adept with gadgets. And one of them seems to know a lot about plumbing and stuff, because when they put some stuff into our toilet, put the wrong size flange, the wrong size, what do you call it? The floater, I think it's called, and then the pump, all of it wrong size, so the toilet doesn't flush right. Actually, it looks like a flange and a pump and a floater. I think that's called a floater. It looks like it's from an RV. Small little gray thing. It's not the one that was put in there. But anyway, don't move into these places, folks. I'm not saying that all people who are not white are bad. I'm just saying that there's a lot of racial targeting going on in Saginaw, and I don't care what they say at the city council. I've been there before. They're liars. I've served them more than once with everything that's happened to my family. Every single time they ignore it. I've tried to give letter to the prosecutor about what's happened to my family, and his secretary blocks it. I've tried to give notice to the superintendent of the police department with the city of Saginaw. Ignored it. I've left messages before for the former chief of police for the township. In the end, that was the police officer that tried to get me arrested, saying I made a fake 911 report. When I went to court, I was the one that showed up there. Nobody else did. So obviously it wasn't a fake 911 report. And some of the people involved in making that report were using fake identities. You got a transgender man, and then you got some kids that were dressed as girls but were boys. I think that's disgusting that a parent would make their children do that. It's disgusting. But don't move to these places, especially if you're a veteran, because they will do anything they can to sabotage your claim so you're stuck at those places. Just trying to help other veterans out there. And, even if I would say if you're an African American veteran, be very cautious, because if you've supported certain countries, or you have a certain political persuasion, or you are adherent to your particular religious faith, if it's not welcome, you may be targeted too. In 8 years, we've encountered 2 African American veterans who have been targeted. 2 of them. Generally, it's whites and Hispanics. But and one of those veterans is actually a very good man. And I've crossed his path before, and I remember he had his window blown out by some troublemakers in another complex. He's a good man. But I don't know the exact method and reasoning and reason for this targeting of us, but I certainly know that several medical clinics, the VA, several townships and police departments, they ignore it. They're not doing anything. And there's a certain racist religious group that's around here that they do whatever they want. So if you're a veteran, you know, even if you're African American, um, I would be very careful moving into any of those places above because they seem to facilitate and ignore and gaslight good people like us. People do whatever they want to us, including sabotaging our health and our claims.